Hello guys, I'm the Harvester. Welcome to Dah's solo Siege School. This is my first episode. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I've got, I don't know, I think it's 450 hours on PlayStation and probably now, I don't know, I haven't actually checked on PC, but probably around the 100-hour mark now on PC. And I'm by no means professional. I'm by no means an expert player at this game, but I really, really love this game. And as much as I hate this season, I'm going to keep playing this for the love of the game, for you guys, for everyone that's starting to follow me more and more. And this is really motivating me a lot to pass on some of the knowledge and some of the stuff that I've learned and over to you guys. And my idea is that I'm going to have maybe 2 or even 3 tiers of kind of level of learning. So the first one is going to be basic knowledge, stuff that maybe for guys who've just started the game, or even guys who are experienced and just want to bring themselves back to basics might want to look at. That's going to be today. Basics on how to attack and defend. So no map specifically, nothing like in depth in specific operators or maps. I'm just going to tell you one operator on attack and one operator on defense to play. And then I might have like intermediate episodes where we're going to go into stuff that's a little more in detail. So now looking at operators, looking at maps, certain routes, certain this and that, and then advanced knowledge, advanced. So things more like, I don't know, specific aggressive strats or passive strats or 1vx situations, how to keep cool in those and stuff like that. So that's the kind of gist I have and the stuff I have in mind for it. But today I'm going to start with the first episode, which is how to attack and defend basics. Now, I am doing this live on Twitch, so if I start talking randomly to my viewers, then excuse me. But I'd really love this to be interactive. I want to have this as a live session, and then I'm going to pop this up for you guys who are probably watching right now on YouTube and right now on Twitch to watch in your own time. So it's going to be raw, it's going to be unedited, it's going to be uncut, and I think that's the best way. So, without further ado, I wanted to start on defense first, and I'm just going to pick, I'll pick my favorite map, one of my favorite maps at least, Coastline to start with. So let's go ahead and do that on this one. Let's go here. I'm going to start off on defense to begin with. Let's pick the map. Oregon's not too bad. I don't know, maybe Oregon actually. Because it's small. But Coastline's also small. Coastline, I love Coastline. There's also a lot of different sounds in Coastline, so let's do that. Cool. Okay. Right, without further ado, let's get going. So, as the game is starting, I'm going to focus on a few things in defense, a few things in attack, and general principles. And I'll do the general principles straight away. So, for a lot of beginners, I've noticed, with a lot of my friends, a lot of people I play with on randoms, because I solo queue a lot. That's also a little bit of background I forgot to start add on my intro. So I really, really, really solo queue a lot. And I'm used to playing with a lot of different people and a lot of different beginners, a lot of different advanced players and stuff like that. So for me, what I've noticed with beginners is that they don't have much trigger discipline and they don't really play with a purpose. So they don't really know what they're doing. They're just running around. They're just doing whatever. So I'm going to try and give you a guide to just focus on a couple of things to begin with in the start of your siege days. And for those of you who are more experienced, just to bring you back down to the earth and, maybe just relax and put your head back in the game if you're starting to get frustrated and triggered. Now, I'm selecting Rook as my first operator because that's the operator I first started with and I was told to start with when I played this game. So I recommended you play with Rook. Why? He's going to be your first introduction to ACOGs as a defender. He's one of only 4 operators, correct me if I'm wrong. That's Doc, Rook, Echo, and Maestro who have ACOGs. RIP. RIP, Jaeger, and Bandit. Now, another good reason to play Rook is because he's got this armor. Now this, by the way, all my advice applies both to PC and to PlayStation, just so you know. There's nothing different between the two, only certain styles of play where PlayStation can be way more aggressive and quicker. PC is more accurate, so therefore you have to play a bit slower and smarter if you don't want to get killed. Because mouse and keyboard, dude, seriously. So, Rook has this. He's got armor, and when he puts his armor down, he immediately gets 100 points, I think. Oh, I don't have the points up here, I think. It's a rip. Well, anyway, he'll get points for putting down the armor, and also points for anyone picking up armor packs. Now, this site I'll talk more about, as I said, in intermediate, maybe in the intermediate series. What are certain things that I'd recommend reinforcing, and that, and this, and the other. But again, on solo queue, you kind of have to rely on everyone reinforcing certain points, otherwise you're going to get exposed, but then it's all situational, really. So, however, what I will say as a beginner is, go ahead on site A, which is theater, reinforce these back walls here. You have 2 reinforcements, use them both. Gives you extra 10 points. There you go, 10 points for reinforcement. Now, this is an angle I hold to this day, even with 500 hours of play. I'll shoot all these objects out. Okay. Now, a very common site, I'm just going to shoot that because it's getting in my way. There we go. A very common way, route for attackers to press on this upstairs site, for instance, just giving you this as an example, is eventually they're going to breach this room here. They're going to either breach it through this window, or they're going to breach it through this door. Or, for a third option, they're even going to push the bathroom from the hatch. And you should really have these 2 walls reinforced. 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then maybe, I don't know, these 2 walls should be blown out. And your game. Right, now as Rook, an advanced strat is to blow open this hole. And the reason being, this is what I do when I play. If you see me stream before, this is how I do it. I open up this hole. A bit bigger, but anyway, it's big enough. And for the first half of the round, I'm literally just sitting back here and just holding the angle onto that window that I opened up in VIP. Because that's a very common place to push. But if you're not confident at holding angles yet, you will learn how to do it with Rook. Now, when you're a beginner player, try holding as tight an angle as possible. So, say somebody's running down this corridor here. Don't stand in the doorway like this. If I had someone else to play with, it would be very easy to show. But literally standing like this, you are very exposed. Very exposed. And it's just, if I were to run from there, I'd just pre-fire, bam, easy peek, and probably a kill straight away. And you'd be like, wait, what? So, tighten it up. Tighten it up. As much as possible. Now, you will see them, and it's more or less just almost just a hair trigger reaction, because you will see them pass, bang, shoot, and you'll probably get a kill. They have to walk past that route anyway. Another piece of advice is don't peek doorways. As tempting as it is, and as often as I still do it today, after 500 plus hours, don't peek a door. They have to go through the door. And when I'm attacking, for instance, I'm very careful as I go through the doorway, because you're exposing yourself in the doorway. However, when you start going down the hall, you relax a little bit, because you think that it's clear. And then you start making sound, right? That's when, as a defender, if I'm more aggressive, I'm just going to wait for them to make a sound. Bam, dead. Right? Easy kill. However, you're just going to, as a beginner, you're just going to, or as a less experienced player, you're just going to hold that tight angle and wait for them to come across it, because I guarantee you they will. Now, what happens if you miss? Because chances are, early stages, you will probably miss. Don't worry. Don't panic. Relax. It's all good. Don't now start going, whoa, and expose yourself, because if they're experienced, they're just going to gun you down in 2 seconds. Just hold that angle. If you miss, okay, go back, find a safe place. Basically, always be aware of where you are in the room. For me, if I'm here and I'm holding this angle, maybe you don't want to expose yourself to those windows. Maybe I'm just gonna quickly run behind the bomb, and I've not exposed myself to this corridor, maybe a bit to the bathroom, but chances are there won't be anyone in there, and not to the window certainly. And now he's gonna have to push the doorway, and that's your second chance. So do those things. That's my first recommendation. So make sure that you hold tight angles. That's point number 1. Okay. Now let me have a look. Pushes and sounds. Yeah, so let's go on sound second. Now, as a defender, I recommend that you just stick on side, A or B. This is bomb. On secure area, more exactly the same principle. Just stay in the room. Don't venture out too much. You're going to learn the maps when you attack. Don't learn the maps when you defend. Trust me, do not do that. Otherwise, you will die very quickly, and then it becomes a 5v4 fight. Well, 4v5, 3v5 situation like this, because there'll definitely be other people on your team roaming, the more experienced guys, because they know the maps more or less inside out. Okay. So stay on site. Now, when you're staying on site, you're going to have to listen to sounds very, very closely. Now, doesn't matter if you have like headphones, if you're listening to a stereo TV. I played on without headphones for the first about maybe 200 hours of this game. Like, only when I really started to invest my time into Siege did I invest in a pair of headphones. So don't worry about that, okay? If you don't have, like, Turtle Beaches, Astros, whatever, don't worry about that, okay? Just worry about the sounds and really start to pay attention to how the sounds come out from your sound system. See, when you walk around on soft surfaces like this, it's going to be difficult to hear them. But you will still hear them. The hard part is when they're shooting, then masking their sounds. That's smart. You know, if they're a coordinated team, nothing you can do about it. So don't worry about that. But try and listen out for sounds. If you hear someone coming around this corridor, don't stand here, obviously, because you're exposed, right? Just move. Remember, when you on PC, if you hold down Alt or whatever your button is for keybind is for that, you slow walk, which means your sound is even slower. You've got time. Relax. Again, you're defending. Relax. Find that tight angle again. Find something you can defend. Like this, maybe. And then if they miss, pop up, bang. Right? So, that's listening out for sounds. See, again, that'll work better next time if I have a friend of mine to do this with. But for now, showing you by myself, this is what I can do. See? If I run, listen to how much sound it's created. So much sound. This is a 3 armor, 1 speed. So the most sound created in the game. So that's running. This is walking. Alright. It's crouching. Oh yeah, this is also slow walking. Slow crouch. Fast crouch. And then prone. Okay. So there's very distinguished sounds which over the period of playing Siege you will start to pick up. Different gunshots are unique to each weapon. Again, that's all stuff you don't need to worry about. Just gunshots are gunshots. Wherever they come from, you need to learn where they come from. Now, if you're paying attention to the backside, see, look, this is how small an angle. This is the small window I'm holding. They have to shoot that, whereas you get a nice little chunk ahead there, and you know where they're coming from. They have to survey the room. That's the advantage as a defender. You know where they're coming from. An attacker doesn't know where you are unless they drone you out. If they drone you out, don't panic. Relax. Move into cover. Let's say I'm holding this angle. A drone comes in from here, which means someone's going to push from the corridor, shoot the drone, and then, well, first get into cover, shoot the drone, and then prepare for that push. Yeah? So relax. I know it's hard for a beginner, but you have to relax, okay?
Down to 15 seconds.
So in the last 15 seconds, as an early level, they're just going to start
10
pushing.
seconds to go.
That's when 10 seconds to go, just start shooting. If they run into it, they're dead. Run out of ammunition. Main weapon.
Time limit expired.
Switch to your sidearm. Your sidearm is there for a reason, so use it. If you go on my Twitch clips, I think it's not the, just make sure you unselect 24 hours, maybe select 7 days. It's the Doc 3K clip. I used my sidearm, killed all 3 of the last attackers on a 1v3 situation with my pistol, not with my main weapon. I actually used all of my main weapon on Monty, so which is a shield operator, and I didn't get him killed. So I pulled out my pistol, which has 17 rounds in it. Used all 17, didn't reload the clip. Okay? So, those are the things I'm going to suggest for now about general defending practices, okay? So the first things first, number 1, angles. Make it a tight angle. Number 2, sounds. Listen out for sounds. Start learning about sounds, especially as a defender, and you're not making any noise. When you're not making any noise, you can hear everyone else around. Learn the sounds. Get used to them. Make sure they start becoming a thing, part of you and part of your siege experience and your siege play. And the third one is now pushes. So learning where they push, that comes with time. But I know that they will either push from there, which is Hall of Fame, the red corridor there. Very rarely do they do a major push through bathroom, but they will usually push this doorway here. So learning where they push from, then adjusting to that position. Okay? So really, this is not your concern. If you're an A, this is not your concern. There should be another person over here. They're dealing with this there, and this over there. This is usually an operator called Mirror. So don't worry about those things, okay? Your job is just to hold like this push and this push from this door, okay? So those 2 things, crucially. Now, a couple of crucial things before we move on to attack. Oh yeah, don't forget, Rook, armor. Deploy it immediately. Bang, pick up an armor for yourself. Very important. And then let your teammates pick it up, and then you'll have none left. I'm just going to melee it for now and get rid of it. Cool. Okay, now a couple of key things that I've also noticed a lot of beginners and less experienced players do. Trigger discipline. Jesus. Do you know how many times I've played? I'm just trying to think of a good spot I can go to. Let's go here. It's a nice wooden wall. You know how many times I've seen people, low level, just start shooting everything and therefore not being able to control recoil. See, just up close here. If I just hold onto the trigger finger and not do any mouse control, okay, this is the recoil. All right? Very rarely with Rook am I ever going to fire a full burst like that. Ever. If I am, well, I'll do it with ADS on. Right? Hip fire versus ADS. And that's no trigger recoil control. Now, this is recoil control. Can be better, and that's why I do terror stuns. But don't fire like that. You're shooting 30 rounds, and then you're in a vulnerable position because you need to then switch your sidearm and then start shooting with that. So just control it. I'm not really focusing on recoil control there, but I'm focusing on trigger control. I'm firing usually between 2 and 1 burst shots. Just mixing it up here and there, right? I'm going to do it again. Nice and controlled. That's obviously from, what, 3 meters. Now, if more likely, you'll see someone on a long corridor, around 10 to 13 meters away. Right? You're standing up. You should usually, well, yeah, standing up, let's say. Right? Much more controlled. I should have shot at stone wall, but never mind. Right? Getting the drift? Let me just... I need to just jump off a something so I can die. What's high enough? Is this high enough? Nope. But anyway, I'm sure you're getting the drift of it. But anyway, playing with a purpose. So what I've been talking about for this whole defense is when you're defending as a beginner, your purpose is simply just to defend the objective. Just defend site. That's all. That's your purpose as a defender being a beginner. Just defend the site. Don't worry about coming out of here. So you're here, right? Don't worry about that. That's not your... sorry. Only worry about this. Don't worry about coming out here, starting to investigate what's happening outside. You're exposing yourself already to angles you don't know. This angle there, this angle there, this angle here. Maybe if this is open over there, that angle over there. You see, you're already pushing it way too far. And if you're out here, if someone repels in from the window, you're exposing yourself to that angle. You also, if you come out, expose yourself. You see how many angles? Right? Don't do that. Don't worry about roaming. Right? This is already, you're exposing yourself to angles you don't know. You learn that in attack. You learn that when you attack because you have to move through those rooms. Right? So just don't be stupid and get yourself killed instantly because then you're going to start hating the game instantly because you're dying all the time. And then it's just no point anymore. So just play smart. Okay? I think that's about it for defense for now. So let's move to attack. And we'll do the same map so we know what we're talking about still. Cool. So, as a defender, play as Rook. Because you learn ACOGs. If you're not very comfortable with ACOGs, don't use ACOGs. Just, you go through all three of the other sites. Reflex, Holographic, and Red Dot. I personally would never recommend Red Dot because I've tried it and it, for me, sucks. Again, for you, it might be different. Now, just very quickly, before I continue that. As an attacker, pick one of these three to spawn in and spawn in it every time. Get used to that one. Get used and let it become your thing. Okay, let it become your spawn point and then start to understand how you push the building in your way. Okay? Yes, you'll be predictable, but when you're playing low level, it's not really... I mean, people aren't going to be thinking that far ahead in terms of predictability, pushes. That's more, you know, like, I'd say, honestly, that's more platinum level, and I've never played at diamond level. I wish I did. But at platinum level, that's when people start predicting pushes. Oh, this person spawned there. We need to start countering this push there. Okay? So at lower levels, even, I'd say, gold and below, don't worry about people predicting you. Just spawn in your location and learn how to push. I'll worry about droning in the second round when I can talk to you about that.
5 seconds to insert.
Okay? Now, on attack, my first operator that I was recommended is Sledge. Sledge is the man. Sledge is always the man. Like, this dude I still play with to this day. He's still one of my favorite operators because the dude has, first of all, one hell of a solid primary. Right? The L85A2. I mean, this bad boy is seriously good. Okay? Unbelievable recoil. Right? Look, this is just... Let me... Hold on. I'll go back to the start and say, actually, here we go. Cool. Well, how far are we? 10 meters. Cool. Now, this is just without controlling recoil. Now, okay, yeah, it went off quite a lot. But look at the gap between each shot. That means it's easier to control the recoil, right? If each gap is between like boom, 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 then it's going to be harder to control, right? The closer the gaps, the easier it is. Now, this is recoil control in 10 meters. See what I mean? It's not too bad. I mean, you know, from 10 meters, that's not bad. Again, I'm no professional player, so I'm pretty happy with that recoil. But then again, I'm a perfectionist, so I always seek like the closest, the tightest, what's it called, ring. Now, Sledge also has something called the Sledgehammer. That's why it's called Sledge. Now, this dude can breach through any soft walls, i.e. any non-reinforced walls. Okay, that's pretty good because only 10 walls maximum are reinforced, and that means the rest of the damn building is not. So, it's a lot of things to break, destroy. Again, don't worry about more advanced things like vertical play. In other words, hitting the floor to look on the floor below. That's none of your business right now. Don't worry about it, okay? Just worry about horizontal play. That's what I like to call it, right? Just play on your floor that you're playing on. Now, back to what I was saying. So, this is the point that I've spawned in for many rounds playing on Coastline Ruins here, okay? I love spawning on this place because I know exactly my route that I take when I push to this, when I push the building. Doesn't matter where the objective is, I almost always spawn here. I run up these steps, I watch for the spawn peaks. So one common spawn peak always first is up here. And then the second one, there. Third one, sometimes there. Sometimes the people are even crazy enough to run out from there. Again, gold and below, people are really goddamn crazy, which means they will peek from anywhere. I mean anywhere. They won't even sometimes peek. They will run out. They will just run out the building, and yeah, don't worry about it. You're dead. That sucks so bad, and there's nothing you can do about it. Other than being ready for it, right? Now, once I finish peeking these windows, depending on which floor the sight's on, I'm going to enter the building on either this window or that window. Now, let's assume that the objective is where we were talking about the first on defense, right? In the northeast side of the building. I'm going to spawn up here. I'm going to rappel up here. And I'm always going to be watching this window and that for now. I'd rappel on the far left, that is. Because of that wind, precisely because of this window there. Once I've gone up here, my eyes are firmly here. And on the run out, potential run out on this here. Playing with a purpose. Now, going back to playing with a purpose. So, the purpose for you as a beginner, as an attacker, is simply to, first of all, I'd strongly recommend if you're solo queuing, follow a random person. Just follow them. Just walk up behind them, right? And just watch where they go and cover angles that they might not be covering, right? But always stick with them because 2 is always better than 1. If one of you dies, the other one will get the kill, refrag, right? The kill on the person that killed you. Okay? That's always a good thing. At least it's a trade, therefore. So, play with a purpose, stick with somebody. Your purpose now is to just get to the objective and stay alive. Now, that doesn't mean slow walk everywhere, crouch walk everywhere. That just means be smart. So, as Sledge, instead of meleeing this 3 times, which you have to do with every other operator unless you're Ash, bang, and come back in. You see in that? So I go, bang, and I'm safe again. By the time this is destroyed and they have a look at it, you're already out of sight. Now, this is when, well, before you destroy it, you drone it, okay? So you drone all the corners. And I mean all the corners. Learn the room. Okay, this is clear. Does that mean you can go in? I don't think so. That does not mean you can go in. If you want to die, I mean, go for it, yeah. If you want to get peeked from an angle that you didn't expect, go for it. But see, when I'm standing here, I'm just going to show you for an example. When I come in here, can I get shot from there? Yes, I can. This wall is going to be open. Can I get shot from there? Yes, I can. Can I also get shot from this window even though it hasn't been opened yet? Yes, I can. You see all these different angles that you haven't droned out yet? Drone them. So, you're back here. You haven't opened this yet. You've droned this whole room now. Now, it's a good... that's the site, so we're going to play it as if that's the site. That's why I'm going to drone here first. Okay. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. And just very quickly, I stop the drone for maybe 2 seconds. Listen out for any footsteps. No one's moving around here. Cool. That means no one's going to be standing there. No one's here? Cool. Okay. Quickly get the drone back and drone out the other room. Time is of the essence when you drone. Okay. Cool. Drone out all the corners back here. This is reinforced. Someone might be there. Nope, it's clear. Or let's just say, okay, we spotted someone in that corner. Cool. One person's there. Okay. Now that place is clear. Stairs. Oh, looks like the third person's on these stairs. There's the fourth site. And usually no one's going to be inside this room because this room is being attacked big time. But let's just say there's a fourth person there. And then a fifth person, we don't know yet where they are. Okay, cool. So get your drone into safety. Cool. Now, you know that there's 2 on site. Sorry, what do we say? 3 on site. 1 person on call vibes, and the last person we don't know. So we're straight away. We know that this is all clear. We don't need to worry about this angle. Okay. Now, if we lost our drone and we have to go through it all, then just quick peeks. 1, and then crouch. Remember, always change the heights. Now we know where these people are. So we know that's clear. Now we push in slowly. Now we know someone's in this corner. We use that to our advantage. I'm going to use this vault and just spray because that's a change of head height. That for me is smart. That means you're probably not going to get killed. Now you've exposed your position. They know where you are. This means you need to move a little bit quicker and you come up to another point of advantage. So we said the second person was around here. Now you need to be careful. How are you going to go around here? Because if you go here and this person is standing here, look at the angle he's got on you. So, got to be careful. That's open there. Speaking of, let me just open it up for purposes of talking. That's open there. We're still about safe from there, but you've got to kind of keep an eye on it. So you've got to kind of flick between it. Maybe just shoot it. Shoot the angle quickly. And then slowly come around here. Your sledge. Use your grenade. Bang. This guy would pretty much be dead, I think. Or at least low health. Which means you can go in or finish him off. Or he's going to run away from the grenade and expose himself. And you're in a position to kill him there. Bam. End of story. Yeah? Cooking grenades, maybe I'll do an intermediate. But just as a very quick tip. Grenades usually last about, I think, 5 seconds. So I'm just going to hold my grenade again. About 5 seconds. So it depends on how far you want to throw it. For this guy, I'm going to cook it for maybe 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty much an instant hit and kill. Not sure where that grenade landed. I think on the same spot. Cool. Now that room guy is clear, I'm going to push up in here and worry about this guy. Right? He's around there, so I'm just going to pre-fire the spot that I saw him. And then look, I'm already over here, looking at that angle. I'm safe. Maybe there's going to be a guy behind me, so I need to watch out. Now, where's the safest place to plant? 15 seconds. For me, it's always here.
5 seconds remaining.
Don't worry, the time is usually 5 seconds in casual and ranked. It's 7 seconds in Pro League. That was 7 seconds. So now, you got 45 seconds to hold the bomb. Which really is 40 seconds because they have 5 seconds to defuse it. So 41 seconds to hold the bomb. That means you've got to pick the best angle to hold it. Let's just assume you've done all this yourself. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sitting here. This is all reinforced. So I'm going to hold this corridor here. Make myself as little as possible. Oh, but I hear someone running towards the bomb. From this angle, I'm just popping out here. Covering the line. Just cover the line. You hear someone? Just park yourself down, relax. Okay. So, crucially, follow others. Spawn peaks. I'll get to a little bit more. Oh yeah, I already talked about don't crouch walk everywhere. Okay, so 2 more things to go over on attacking, which is leaning and droning. Cool, so we'll talk about that now. So again, we're going to spawn ruins. I'm going to play sledge. LA5A2, I'm playing ACOG because I'm used to it. Vertical, just go with a vertical grip and compensator for now if you're thinking of what I'm going to do here. Used to be his SMG, now it's his pistol and frag grenade. Those are the things I'd recommend for sledge.
Use your drone to locate a bomb.
Now, droning phase. Very important, 45 seconds. So, you won't be able to drone the whole building out. Eventually, you'll learn where all the sites are. This is the most common site. And it's the first site. And it's the meta site. Which means, most effective tactic... something? Chat, help me. Meta? Question mark? What does it mean? Well, nonetheless, it's basically the meta is the main tactic that's played. And that is this side first. So I've droned this side, and I'm going to leave my drone in here.
Make your way to its location and defuse it.
So again, spawn peaks. So, watching out for those spawn peaks. Once you learn the map a bit more, and once you get peeked yourself, I've been peeked so many times, it's unbelievable. Okay? Like, dude, unreal amounts of times I've been peeked, and it really irritates me every time I get peeked. I still get peeked today every now and then, but much less than I used to. That's how you're going to learn where to watch out from. So I've learned I've been peeked from here, I've been peeked from there. As I said, I've been peeked from up there, and peeked from there. And when I get up there, peek from there. So, this is all clear now. Okay. Or just maybe pre-fire it then. So I'll crouch here first and pre-fire this. Wait for someone to jump out. No one's coming out. Cool. I'll come back out here. See how I still haven't fired constantly 31 rounds? Only if it's the end of the round, where there's 10 or 8 seconds to go and I'm just pre-firing that line of sight, I will never, ever, ever just launch a full-out spray. Another thing I need to keep telling myself, and this is a really good tip that I'd recommend everyone do, no matter what level you are. I've seen a lot of pro players use it, and please, guys, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just my observation. When I see somebody shooting, just on the side here. When I see someone shooting, let's say I come around this corner and the enemy is, I don't know, there. Come around this corner here. A lot of people will move and shoot. So first we'll do here. So they'll go. So from the actual spot that I pinged first time, which was there, none of them actually hit the spot. Yeah, okay, the other player will be moving around, but look at this spread. Now, what I've noticed a lot of pro players do and top players do, so let me just ping this here, is crouch shoot. And I'm back in cover. I'm just firing a full spray this time, so showing you the hardest of things to control and how it's possible. If it's possible on the hardest, then it'll be possible on burst fires. Look at that. And look at that. Right? So let's just pretend... Okay, well, I should have done this better. Here we go. Droning. I'm about to enter this building office here. There's going to be roamers. Now, this is something as at an early level you're going to have to deal with. No matter what level you are, you always have to deal with roamers. Hopefully, you'll be attacking with someone, even if you're on solo. So you drone out this whole room, and you drone out the room that you're going to go to next. So I'm going to push into this room here called Blue Bar, which is, I usually just say blue. This corridor down here, I'm not going to drone it. I'm literally just going to scan it like this. Boom, no one there. Maybe just stop for 2 seconds again. No one there. Cool. Moving into blue. Corners. Someone behind that couch. No, you see? Thorough droning. Thorough. Just don't take forever. Okay, and we're clear. Cool. Leave the drone in a safe spot. And I know this room is safe, and I just push into it. Hold the line of sight you haven't droned properly, which is for me here. Maybe I'll wait maybe 1 or 2 seconds to see if someone runs around. But basically hold lines of sight that you haven't droned. So for me, that's that. Now, what is it going to be in this room? It's going to be this doorway. Now, I haven't fully droned that room next to it. So I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled there. Scanning everywhere, not moving too fast. Okay, hide here. And move. Right. Corridor, clear. This room. No one moving. Clear. Cool. Kitchen. Not extensively again, just behind here. Okay, we're clear. Cool. Behind there, clear. And you see already in this time, someone might have run down that corridor. You have to be listening out. But I'm going to run up these stairs here. Crucial area for defenders to hold on this site. Again, map knowledge and tactical knowledge. Hooker, clear. Right, which means we can almost run up here. And this bar clear. Which means now we can push. I have to watch out for the corridor that we haven't really drawn out. Or this open space. No one's going to be there, but you never know. Okay, kitchen. Someone might have come from that room there. So again, have to be careful. Maybe you didn't hear someone walking. Just again, quick looks. Now, didn't fully drone out there. We droned out this room on the right. Okay, cool. And we're going to quickly go. Now, this room is clear. This is the room we're going to go into. So we're going to drone that last. Hallway. Okay, no one's there. Brilliant. Now, no one's there. Good. Behind the... Oh, look over here. No, there's no one there. Behind here, there's the first drone. Cool. And then finally... And there's sight. Don't need to drone sight yet. Again, see, that's a mistake. Right? Okay, we're good. Corridor. We've already drawn out this room. Corridor. And we are in this room. This is all going to be reinforced here, so you don't need to worry about that. With sledge, you can't open that up. Okay? Cool. Now, get somewhere safe. This is as safe really as you can get from being attacked from behind, because you're about to drone towards this spot. So, here we go. We're on site. Now, there's the angle that we used to hold, and you'll see just how small it is. Now, there's usually a person maybe there. Though I've seen people here open up this side of the wall and shoot from behind there. There's sometimes people here. No one's ever here because it's very exposed. Someone's been here before. But there's usually someone there, maybe someone behind this one. And then you're here, right, from the defense. Cool. So you've just droned outside, and you know what you're doing now. No reason to crouch walk, right? Now there might be a reason to crouch walk, because you don't want to give away the exact moment you're going to attack, right? So, crouch walking slowly. We know that this is all clear. Now this is the part that gets exciting. This will be open, probably, so you need to watch out. Pre-fire. This is now sight. They know you're going to push, so pre-fire it. 14 rounds. Don't need to reload and shouldn't have reloaded, but I did because, you know, that's a bad habit and I need to stop that. So I pre-fired that. Probably no one there. They would have moved out by now. Now, here's the dangerous angle. So this is, I'm not going to fast walk it. I'm going to alt walk it. See? And maybe change. Very difficult to hold all 4 of those buttons at once. And you see, look at this. That is the angle we held. Look at the chance of me hitting that. And that's without any pressure. Imagine in a pressure situation, right? Look, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 rounds made it through out of 30. Right? If you're back there, which you will be, how many rounds will make it through here? pretty much the whole magazine. Apart from, for me, it was 1, 2, 4. Only 4 bullets out of 30 didn't make it. So, that's a very dangerous angle. So, you need to pre-fire that as much as you can. Just put pressure on it. Okay, no one's there. Good, you've droned it. It's safe. Now, you're gonna... This is hard, because if you come out here, you have so much time. You expose yourself for so long to that side, but then again, you've got to deal with this side. So how do you do that? Well, I just aggressively push the right-hand side. So this is all just mentality, right? The difference between fast pushing and slow pushing an angle is so difficult to explain for a beginner, but it will come with experience. Let me just plant this so I have 45 more seconds to explain things to you. Okay, so if I'm pushing this side, common place for me to plant it, because we'll open up this wall here, we'll be here. Or if we haven't opened up that wall, then I'll come in here and plant there.
15 seconds left.
Usually I'll turn the other way around, because then my head is not exposed, only my back. Gives my teammates a chance. So, that comes with experience, but I will fast push this here, right? I'll just go. It's up to you how you push what side, but that's how I would do it, for instance. Okay, let me see. Yeah, look at that. So I've seen people literally do this. And because you're not used to that being open, you're just gonna come in here. Oh, and he's killed you. So I've come in here, I've controlled it. Controlling site, controlling. Let me come up on the bed. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much as basic as I want to get right now. And there's still a bit of like intermediate knowledge that I threw in there, but you know, it's always nice to just spice it up a little bit, give you a little something to look forward to for next time. But yeah, I'd really say that's essentially all I wanted to talk about for now. So the key elements for attackers, just to spawn in, right? Why not? The key elements for attackers, therefore, just follow others. Pick sledge. Follow someone else. Okay? If you see the guy on this, if you hold down tab and you see the guy who's top fragging, got most kills, his name and whatever operator is playing, so long as he's not playing Ash, or she's not playing Ash, then follow them, okay? Because Ash, you're just going to run into chaos, and that's going to be bad. Play alongside any other operator, so long as they're not Ash or Glaz, because Glaz is also going to stay at the back. Anyone else? Drone. Okay? You saw what I did? Drone the room you're about to enter, and the room that's next to the room you're going to enter. Basically, drone the path you're going to go along. Okay? Pick a path through the building, which you will then learn to choose in advance. The more you play and the more you follow someone else who looks more experienced, because they already have all this information. For me, I showed you the path I'd go along because I've played the game for more than enough. Once you've got that path, drone along that path, only 2 rooms at a time. Don't walk into a room you don't know. If you don't have a drone, then you've got to focus on how you enter that room, okay? Really make sure that you get each angle. There's differences. I mean, I even researched how people in the military, how they clear rooms and stuff like that. It was very interesting. And now, how does that apply to Siege? A little bit, yes. So if I'm peeking around this corner, there's something called slicing the pie, right? Which is doing this. It'll make more sense if I go into a room with it. So, slicing the pie. Let's do it without leaning. So I check down, I check any prone, and I check standing. And I also check anything up top. Move a little bit in. Inch closer. Inch closer. Inch closer. See, that's slicing the pie. I'm slicing the pie, per se. Yeah, I'm slicing the room, checking all types of angles. Oh. And you haven't exposed yourself all the way out here just to kill this guy. Oh, wait a sec. A guy comes from there, kills you. Yeah? That way you're always safe from the angles you don't know. The blind angle is the tough one. That's more intermediate. because the blind angle is here, right? And ultimately here. Solo queue, you got to pick an angle. Chances are, if you haven't seen anything here, they're not going to be there. So you just got to bite the bullet and predict that no one's going to be there. So once you've got all of this and you've exposed most of the room, then if you really want to, pre-fire the corner. It's not going to harm you apart from give away your position. Okay? But push that last corner aggressively. Confidently, aggressively. Okay? Now, when to lean. That's something that's the last thing I forgot to talk about. When to lean. I see a lot of new players walking around like a terrorist hunt bot. Of course, makes sense. When I first played the game, I had no idea how to lean. Also on PlayStation, you can't lean until you ADS, aim down sights. Right? So you're walking around like a terrorist hunt bot. Maybe you'll start getting confident when you're ADSing to lean. See what a difference it makes? So I'm thinking this is as much as I could see, whereas I can actually see that. That's a whole body's length. Person could be in that angle. So you need to choose if you're going to go right, then lean right, because you expose more of the room. If you lean left, look. At the same spot, look how much more I expose. I have half of this drink, I have both drinks here. A little bit of this lamp, almost the whole lamp there. Okay? So, if you're going right, lean right. If you're going left, lean left. Simple. Now, when you're walking, if I'm walking down this corridor, I'm naturally just going to lean right. Just naturally, because there's a doorway here and I might go through it. So, I need to be ready for someone to jump out here. Whoa. So I'm going to be leaning right here. If I lean left, it's just a bit unnatural, because then you don't expose much of this. Ah, that's why, because you don't expose the doorway. Whereas, while you could see someone instead of them seeing you first. Yeah? But then, if I pass this room and I'm not going in there, I lean left, because I'm going to turn right. See the difference? So if I'm going to turn right, and I'm going to, therefore, shuffle left, I'm leaning left. If I'm going into this room, and I'm going to turn into this room to the left and shuffle right, I'm leaning right. Honestly, you very rarely catch me in the game aiming straight without leaning. I'm almost always leaning. I need to learn myself when I should just not lean. Maybe that's just when I'm defending. But I feel like when I lean, I expose maybe my head a little bit, and my body's on one line, one axis, and my head's on another axis. So I feel like I'm exposing less of each part, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's just psychological, but at least it makes me feel more confident. Just know when to lean. Don't crouch walk everywhere. Do you know how many times I see this? Base camera. Stuff you'll learn as you play the game more and more, right? Base camera. Always shoot out. That's one. There are 2 on the top floor. 3 on the top floor. 2 on the top floor. 1 here. I'll just show them anyway. Why not? 2 on the top floor. And then a few on the ground floor. 1. We'll go this way around, actually. Why not? None in here, despite it being the security room. Ironic. None in here. Yep. None in blue. There's going to be 1, however. Here. And that is all the cameras inside the building. And then you have 3 cameras outside. 1 is here. See, I just did that instinctively. I did it now, honestly, just instinctively. When I sledge open any barricade, I'm already out of danger. Always. So that's 1. That's 2. And the final one. 3. And that's all the cameras on this game, on this map. Now defenders can't see anything unless they have a Valkyrie. And that's 3 extra cameras for them, and bulletproof cameras and maestros, now that they've added everything else into the game. So, operators, though, are on a different day. Otherwise, so attackers follow others, make sure you drone properly. So drone, as I said, the room you're about to enter, and the room that's next to the room you're going to enter. Because if that room's clear, you can push into that one. Watch out for spawn peaks. Enter rooms smartly. I initially wrote down slowly, but I decided actually not slowly, smartly. Don't crouch walk everywhere. When to lean. Okay? And as a defender, and also pick sledge as the attacker. If you don't have sledge, I don't know actually. If you don't have sledge, maybe pick Twitch. She's also a 2 armor, 2 speed. She's got a very good weapon. Don't worry about the Twitch drone if your teammates go, oh, but I can use Twitch better than you. I'm more experienced than you. Don't listen to them. Doesn't matter. It's just a game, ultimately. And you're not playing as a team like a professional or ESL team against another competitive team. If you're not playing competitively, who cares? Okay? Play Twitch. Doesn't matter. Her gun is the best gun in the game. Widely argued to be. So, use that. High fire rate. So, we'll talk about that another time again. So, if you can't play Sledge, play Twitch. If you can't play Twitch, well, you know, I'll leave that up to you. As a defender, pick Rook. If you can't pick Rook, pick Doc. Okay? He's basically the same. The only difference is that he has the ability to use 3 shots of his stim pistol, which means he can give health to people. I don't know how much health exactly. I think it is 50 at a time, and also can revive downed people. Okay? Don't worry about too much about the details as a beginner about that. But at least he has the same weapon, same ACOG, and he's also a 3 armor, 1 speed, like Rook is. So with defense, make sure you just defend the site. Just defend the site if you're playing secure area, or defend the site if you're playing bomb. Doesn't matter. Hostage, don't ever play. Trust me. Just too toxic in there. Watch out for pushes. Learn how the enemy team attacks, which side they're going to push from more and more. That way you can learn to counter it. You know where they're going to push from in time. Of course, it's going to be frustrating first few times because you don't know. And listen to sounds. That's when you learn sounds. When you're on defense, actually. You learn all the sounds when you're on defense. You don't learn them when you're on attack that much. Because defense don't move much. The attackers move. So listen out for the attackers. And that's how you learn the sounds. And then generally, trigger discipline. Don't just go... Yeah? Burst fire.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay? Easier to recoil control. Okay? Last thing, play with a purpose. Defense. As I said, defend the site. Hold an angle. That's your purpose. And put the armor down. Don't forget that as Rook. Attack. Your purpose. Your purpose is to protect. As a beginner, your purpose is to protect the teammate that you've decided you're going to stick with. Protect them. Protect them. Watch their back. Watch angles they're not covering. Follow them. Make sure that they stay alive. And that way you'll stay alive, they'll stay alive, and you might even get a kill by protecting them. Right? Yeah, Twitch. Here's your second operator. Okay, so those are your purposes. Let me just return to menu. Well, guys, that's the end of, I guess that's the end of the first episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed that episode. If you liked it, make sure you leave a like. Comment below, let me know what you thought. Good points and bad points. I want to hear it all. Okay, so I know maybe what to do for next episode, whatever it's going to be. Make sure you go ahead and follow my Instagram, because I will post on there what it might even be there. Harvester Games, at Harvester Games rather. And on the Discord, the link is, what was I going to say? Let me find out the link for you, because it's a very weird one. Discord.gg capital W, capital B, and then lowercase CGBSY, in case you're interested in joining the Discord. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for this episode, the very first episode of Siege School. All the very best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.